Modern Warfare is finally here, and with that a lot of new content for Call of Duty players. Of course, we got our campaign and multiplayer mode, but we also got the Spec Ops missions and a survival mode. They're trademarks for Modern Warfare games. It's kinda the same thing like the Zombies mode for Black Ops games. But anyhow, today I want to give you my 2 cents about the survival mode. Infinity Ward's last project was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which came out in 2016. Back then, they included a Zombies mode instead of Spec Ops. It was a unique turn on the pre-established Zombies mode from Treyarch games. Unfortunately, the mode and the game itself got a lot of negative critique back then, which probably led to a back to the roots turn for Modern Warfare 2019. But was it the right decision? Is the new wave-based survival mode as good as the Zombies mode? Well, in my opinion, no. Coming from a solo player's perspective, I don't think it's balanced. Let me explain. First of all, the concept. You have to survive as long as you can in a wave-based arena map. There are 3 maps to choose from. You complete a wave by killing all the enemies. You get money for killing the enemies. In between rounds you can refill or buy your weapons or equipment. You can also buy score streaks. The game ends when all players are dead, and if you play solo it ends as soon as you die. There are no self-revive perks whatsoever. Now it sounds pretty basic, just survive as long as you can, right? However, the enemy spawn rate is really overpowered. Enemies will spawn behind your back constantly, giving you no room to run away, because they hide behind every corner. Running in the open is a death sentence after round 3. On top of that, you will have to deal with RPG enemies, snipers and juggernauts, the biggest threat in general. It's basically a armored big guy with a minigun. You get your first juggernaut on round 5. So in comparison to zombies, where all you have to do is run around and dodge brainless zombies, you can't just run away from the enemies this time. It's more beneficial to camp inside a building to survive the waves. Pretty easy if you have more than 1 player, but for solo runs it's also not an option, because the map layouts are designed that most of the time enemies can spawn behind your back. There's always another door or window that you have to watch, and as a solo player you can't watch 5 spawns at once, especially if you have to reload your LMG or RPG. So the maps and enemies really don't give you any room for errors, because all it takes is 1 enemy at the right place to kill you and to end your run. However, I guess as time moves on, players will find some good hiding spots to camp for high round runs. And maybe someone finds a good setup for all situations. But even with an RPG or LMG, you will run out of ammo really quick. 1 juggernaut takes up to 3 rockets with your RPG, so you need grenade ammo on top of your normal ammo. That means that you already need 2 out of 3 score streaks for ammo resupply. Technically you can grab the weapons from the enemies, but that's a high risk and they don't always have a lot of bullets in their magazine. Even a minigun from the Juggernaut is tricky. Yes, it does damage and kills enemies fast, but you are way too slow and an easy target for RPG enemies. On top of all of that, you only have like 30 seconds between rounds to refill your ammo at the supply boxes. There's 1 box for weapons, 1 for grenades and 1 for score streaks. Now, these boxes are all far away from each other, which means that you can't get a weapon and a score streak between 1 break. You need to run all the way to the other side of the map to get what you need. And then you have to calculate when and where you end the round just so you can get your resupplies. And apart from all of that, there's no replay value. In the Zombies mode, you can always work on a quest to unlock a wonder weapon or to find a hidden secret in the map. But in survival, there's nothing to do. It's an empty arena if you don't put enemies in it. Every game feels the same, there's nothing to do and you can't unlock anything for completing 5, 10 or 20 waves. You also can't equip a loadout, I think. All you have are the default weapons. And it depends on your shared multiplayer Spec Ops rank which weapons you can buy and refill in the supply boxes. So to even use the best weapons, you have to be max rank. But that doesn't matter too much because you can't put on attachments on your stuff. So in conclusion, survival is fun the first few times, but it gets boring really quick. it is unbalanced for solo players and the mode feels empty. The addition of challenges would be great and would bring more replayability to the mode. 1 or 2 self-revives for solo players would also be a nice addition. But apart from that, I think it's worth checking out. If you have Modern Warfare, try it. And if you have played it, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, I see you next time.